Hi guys, and welcome to the Ace Tanker for the KV-5, the Tier 8 Russian Heavy Premium Tank. This is my first Ace Tanker in the tank. I haven't played that many games in it. I actually picked it up the last time it was on sale in the gift shop, but I haven't been playing it very much. But this game was played on Wednesday, the day before 9.2 was released, so this is a 9.1 replay. Literally played a couple of hours before 9.2 was released, and it was an Ace Tanker, and I was very happy with it. But it was going to be a week or two before this game was going to be brought to you on the channel. However, because 9.2 was released, the KV-5 is available in the shop again. It's in the gift shop right now, and I haven't reviewed the tank yet. There are a lot of really good tanks available in the gift shop right now that aren't normally available. The PZB2, the German Tier 4 Heavy, is available, and I have reviewed that tank. I have done an Is It Worth It? So if you're thinking about picking up a PZ2 or PZB2, you can check out the review. It's an interesting tank, but it's really up to your taste and your wallet. It's expensive, it's a troll tank, and really you can have fun in the tank, but it wouldn't be a priority if you don't own other other premium tanks. But if you do own a few other tier premium tanks, then it would be maybe worth picking up, because it is a troll tank and you can have a lot of fun on a PZB2, but not a good crew trainer, and not a great money maker either, but it is fun to play. The KV-220 has also appeared in the gift shop. That's the Tier 5 Russian Heavy Premium Tank, and that is an amazing tank. I've also done a review for that tank, and Is It Worth It? And basically my advice on the KV-220 is, if you can afford it, buy it. It's a great tank. But I haven't reviewed the KV-5 before, and that is also available in the gift shop at the moment. And as I say, picked it up last time it was available. Haven't played too many games in it, so really happy to have gotten the Ace Tanker just before it appeared in the gift shop. Of course, when I was playing it, I didn't know it was only a few hours away from appearing in the gift shop, and I'm bringing you this video in a rush because I want to kind of do a mini review. The KV-5 is a good tank. Basically, it's not the best Tier 8 premium, but it's a decent tank. The problem with the KV-5 is it's a little bit map dependent. Some maps suit it, some maps don't. You really want to use this in city maps. It doesn't perform well on big open maps. Basically, and also it depends on the matchmaking. The armor is extremely good on this tank. However, it depends on the tanks on the enemy team. If you get this into a very Tier 9 game, enemy tanks are going to have absolutely no problems penning your turret. The turret armor is good, but doesn't seem to work against a lot of higher tier tanks. But it does get special matchmaking, so it'll only see Tier 9s. But a lot of Tier 9s have no problems penning your turret. You also have the traditional weak spot, the machine gun port here. Pretty much any tank in the game is going to be able to pen you there. So you want to hide it, which means that you want to kind of show the left-hand side of your tower. Yeah, the left-hand side of your tank to enemy tanks, so that the machine gun port is hidden. But that does present another issue, because the commander's cupola is also another weak spot. So you could see it here, or actually it's a second machine gun port, but there's another weak spot. And if you're hiding your machine gun port on front, your second machine gun port is exposed on the left hand side of the tank. So you got a big weak spot on the right and on the left hand side of the tank, which means that this is a side scraping beast. But if enemy tanks know what they're doing, they're either going to be able to shoot you here or here, depending on which one you're exposing. So good tank, especially against players that are inexperienced. Not such a good tank against experienced players or higher tier tanks, but you can still have some monster games in it. The other downside to the KV-5, and it does have another downside, is its gun. It's not very accurate, it's Russian, and it only has 167 millimeters of penetration. So this is a tier 8, and I think this is probably the worst penetration on any tier 8 tank, premium or not, unless it's a tank using a stock gun. 167 millimeters is not good. It means you need to get up close and personal. This is a brawler. You need to hit enemy weak spots, you need to hope to be able to hit the sides of enemies, and taking tanks on frontally with the KV-5 is not usually a good idea because, as I say, you're going to expose your machine gun port on front of the tank, but also you may not have the penetration to take them on frontally. But the gun is pretty good, it just depends on the matchup. You end up having to fire quite a lot of premium ammo in this tank, depending again on the matchup. Premium ammo is pretty good. It's well, actually, it's okay. 219 millimeters of penetration, but the alpha damage is good. It is a money maker, depending on the matchmaking, and it's a fun tank. I don't think it's my favorite tier 8 premium, but you know what? It's not bad. It's a hell of a lot better than a lot of the other tier 8 premiums out there. So, as I say, this game was played just before 9.2 was released. It's Siegfried line, and let's go. So, it is a 53%er, very close game. I'm platooned with Bringy and Beyond D. They are also in tier 8 premiums. It's a nice matchup. It's a tier 9 game, which is usually not good for the KV-5, but there are only 3 tier 9s on the enemy team. So I want to get into a side scraping position, and I'm going to head over here. Unfortunately, I hate spawning on this side of the map, because I really want to side scrape so that the left side of my tank is the one that I'm exposing to the enemy. Very hard to side scrape with a KV-5 around right hand corners. So I'm risking a shot in the side here. And get away with it. Okay, so now I'm moving into a position I can use. Not too many tanks over here on this side of the town. But I'm in a perfect position now. I'm going to be able to use this corner to side scrape on. There we go, being spotted, and we've just bounced a Borsig. So risk a shot through the through the MT-25 and an E-75. Just bounced an E-75, set the Borsig on fire. He didn't have a fire extinguisher, so that was a nice 633 damage. And I'm wondering, is this guy gonna poke again? So I'm pre-aimed on this corner. And he's decided to poke again, so we get another shot in, but failed to track him. And I'm side scraping like a boss. Really nice angle. All they can do is hit my tracks or track me. So that's what he's done. And oh, and now there's a T-28 prototype down here. T-28 prototype has just bounced. So tracks go up, and the Borsig's still sitting here. But he's reversed. Oh, and the T-28 prototype's showing his side. So 167 millimeters of penetration. No problem if enemy tanks are going to be showing you their sides. So go for a snapshot on the Borsig. He's bounced yet again. That's 5 shots I've bounced on the side of my tank so far. Aim carefully, get a nice shot into the T-28 prototype, and yeah, we're doing pretty well here. So I've taken 5 hits from 3 very dangerous tanks, and none of them have been able to pen me. Track damage is the worst they've done. So I'm trying to bait out another shot. And I'm keeping my commander's cupola or machine gun port or whatever it is on the left hand side of my tank hidden. Go for a snapshot, hit the wall in front of me. Not an accurate gun. Really isn't a sniper's gun. You have to aim fully with it if you're going to be accurate. Again, didn't aim fully. Go for a snapshot, bounce on the T-28 prototype. Fortunately, this guy's using the wreck of the Borsig to hide. But aim more carefully that time, get a nice shot in, and he's still sitting here. I don't know, is he waiting for me to pull out and give him his weak spots? Or give him my weak spots? I have no idea. But yeah, he just seems to be sitting here. So let's aim more carefully, looking for a shot. Bouncing, don't have much to shoot at, so I'm readjusting. Maybe I can get a shot here past the Borsig wreck. And we take him out for kill number 2, and we're on 2.2k damage so far. As you can see, the gun has a 7.23 reload, which is actually pretty good. The DPM on this tank is nice, providing you can actually pen enemy tanks. It's the penetration that lets it down, and the accuracy. No shots on the T-62. It's T-34 trying to go for lower glacis. Unfortunately bounce. He's angled against me, so I'm reversing to hide that machine gun port on front of my tank, and we're going to side scrape again. So unfortunately there's not enough room for me to side scrape, but yeah, I'll take a hit if I need to. Let's go for a track shot. There we go. Unfortunately, don't damage him, just track him. And we take him out for kill number 3. Aim carefully at his lower glacis. So this Leva, I've got a hint of a shot. Go for the side of the turret and kill number 4. So, yeah, E75 is going to be causing me some major problems. And I switched to premium ammo because the E75 is a tank that you do not want to run into in a KV-5. Bringy's moving in. I'm going to try and track him. I've been spotted. I'm wondering, is he going to come around the corner? But he's exchanging fire with a Leva. I was hoping he was going to come around the corner so I could track him. There's an M103 down here as well. Wondering if the M103 is going to pull around the corner. But then he sees Bringy and he decides not to. So E75 is coming. And go for a... I don't know what I did with that shot. He has no problems penning me. He does 554 damage. And even my premium ammo, I bounced on his lower glacis. So Bringy is flanking the E75, but he's got an M103 and a T32 he needs to worry about first. So I've taken a big hit. M103 has poked. But I've got this E75 moving up. Is the M103 going to give me a shot? He is. So we get a nice shot into the M103. Move in again. M103 misses. E75 is coming forward. And he has no problems penning me. But I've tracked him. I have tracked him. I'm hoping someone else will take out the M103. So I'm in a position where the E75 cannot hit me now. And there we go. We're just going to keep him tracked. We've got the rate of fire. And unfortunately, the Leva, after me doing all the bloody work, the Leva steals the kill. Unfortunately, that M103 I rolled, I couldn't kill. Left him on 37 health. Manages to kill Bringy. But I do have a shot. I do take him out. I'm still on the premium ammo. So there's kill number 5. I'm up to 3.9k damage, almost 4k damage. Back to my regular ammo. There's a Comet round the corner. He's the best player on the enemy team. Hint of a shot. Miss. And he's gone stealth, but is he still there? He is. So I basically take a guess. Reckon he's pulled back. Pick up my top gun, that's kill number 6. Just RT left on the enemy team. Our Leva has killed the T-32. But 4k damage, 6 kills. I'm not going to complain too much. So only RT left. Beyond D's going hunting. He's over there, so I'm trying to go for blind shots. He's out of my view range. And Beyond D takes him out. So as I say, that was my first ace tanker in the KV-5, and even though I've had the tank in my garage for a couple of months, I really haven't played it much at all. I don't even think I've reached double figures in this tank yet, but we also picked up a high caliber and a top gun, so really fortuitous that I got the ace tanker in this tank just before it appeared in the gift shop. So I'm rushing this video out just in time so that maybe if you're thinking about picking it up, you're going to be able to see it in action. So I did 4.1, almost 4.2k damage, 6 kills. I earned 1552 XP for that game. Really nice game in the KV-5. Definitely the best game I've played so far. So 24 shots, 20 hits, 16 penetrations. Do not expect this performance from this gun. This is not a sniper. I was quite lucky that most of my shots were fired at close range and the tanks were giving up their weak spots. I really do have problems penetrating a lot of tanks frontally, and didn't have to face too many tanks frontally in that game. So maybe a little bit misrepresentative of how good the gun is. It's not a good gun, but it can do a job. So I received 8 hits. 7 were pens and 1 non-penetration. However, only two of those penetrating shots actually did damage. The 2 shots against the E75, or 2 shots the E75 put into me. The armor is pretty good as long as you can hide your weak spots. Spotted 2, damaged 7, destroyed 6, and did 324 assistance damage. 83,500 credits earned for this game, even though I did have to fire some premium rounds towards the end against the E75 and the M103. But yeah, even though the ammo costs were 31,000, I still made 83,500 credits, 120,000 credits with the tank in total. It is a decent money maker, but as I say, you do have to fire premium, and it does cut into your profit margin. 2,328 XP with a premium account on a ×2 event left me on 4,656. Really happy with that game. Really happy I was finally able to showcase what is good about the KV-5. It does have weak spots, it does struggle on some maps, and it does struggle against some tanks, but it's a pretty solid tank and it's a decent crew trainer. And if you were planning to pick it up in the sales right now, yeah, you could do worse. But just remember, it does get special matchmaking, so be careful with your platooning. This tank is not going to stand up against tier 10s. That's as close a review as you're going to get until I get around to doing an Is It Worth It? So yeah, it's okay. You can have some really monster games in it, but you could do worse. There are better tier 8 premiums, there are worse tier 8 premiums, but it's a pretty solid tank. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.